Hey everyone, so welcome back to the Let's Plays a Shaman. Let's Plays a Shaman, I don't know why I said it like that, but Let's Play a Shaman. This was actually recorded at the same time part 9 and 8 were recorded. Like I said though, the commentary wasn't good, so I decided to scrap it. And I finally figured out a nice thing to talk about for this video, which is Warlords of Draenor, because I just finished watching the live stream, and they released a cinematic and the release date at the end of it. If you haven't seen it, check it out, it's really good. The release date's November 13th, which is about 2 months, September, October, no, 3 months from now, and I'm stoked. I cannot wait. This is the only expansion that I've ever been more hyped for was Wrath of the Lich King. But that's because it was my first expansion that was at like the peak of my playing. So I'm very much looking forward to Warlords. I'm booking that weekend off. I've already pre-ordered it, and I'm probably gonna resubscribe to my account once. About a month, maybe not even a month, a couple weeks before, whenever the 10-year anniversary basically goes up, or 6.0 rolls out, because I want to take part in all that. But yeah, my subscription has run out as of about a week ago. It just hasn't really been much for me to do. There won't be. I do have a couple more videos to put out if I want to. We'll see how that goes though. But I want to talk about Mr. Pandaria a bit, because that's it. We're done. We're finally done with Mr. Pandaria. I could not be more happier. I hated Mr. Pandaria. At first, I didn't mind it. So what happened was it came out, and at that point, I was already an active player. It came out, and then I came out. That too, but it came out, and it was okay. I guess I thought there was a lot of stuff to do, and I thought it was nice and cool and stuff. I got to level 90, played for about a month, and then I just stopped, and then I resubscribed later on, and I kind of realized that Mr. Pandaria wasn't that good for me anyway. There was a lot to do, but a lot of it was pretty repetitive. The fact that there was 10,000 dailies, you don't have to do them, but me being the kind of completionist, the guy who likes to farm reputations, that's just, I felt like I had to do them, so that kind of sucked. Plus I hated all the dailies. I don't like any of the zones Mr. Pandaria, I hate. I'm not looking forward to ever having to level up again through Mr. Pandaria. I've done it 3 times now, I think, and it was just terrible. Every single zone is shit. I would rather play anything in Cataclysm, anything in Burning Crusade or Lich King. I don't like leveling at all, but if I could just skip over Mr. Pandaria, I would. It is such a bad zone to be in. I hate Pandaria. As for the monks, or the monk class is okay. I don't have problems with it. It's kind of annoying in PvP just because of the fact that they can literally fly across the map in about 3 seconds, and it's really frustrating when you're playing like Warsong Gulch or something, because they'll grab it and then they'll just fly away from you basically, using the roll or whatever, and they're like, what the hell? Where did they go? Oh, they already capped the flag. Cool, that's awesome. Anyway, so monks are kind of okay, I guess. I don't have a problem with them except for in PvP when I'm against them. Pandas themselves, I'm not one of those people who was really against it, because like a lot of people have said, we have a Tauren. We have a talking cow bull thing, and that's a thing. But for some reason, pandas just rub me the wrong way. Maybe because it's like, it was started out as a joke, and it was kind of like a kid's thing. I don't know what it is exactly, but pandas, I don't really like them. I think they're stupid. I don't hate them, I just think they're stupid, and I didn't really like it that much. So I'm just glad that I don't have to be in a zone, and all I have to hear is pandas talking, and very Asian influenced expansion. There's nothing wrong with like Asian culture or anything, but I mean, just I don't like the fact that there was an entire expansion basically dedicated to that kind of influence, and it was just really frustrating for me, because it's like you play through all of these expansions, and then you get this one, which was vastly different than all the other ones, and it just didn't mesh with me that well. So I think this was the expansion where I had the least amount of fun playing. Burning Crusade, I had a ton of fun. Lich King, I had a ton of fun. Cataclysm, despite the fact that I kind of joined in late and it wasn't that great, I still had fun playing it. I actually don't even think I stopped playing Cataclysm once I started. Maybe for a little bit, but definitely not as much as I stopped playing during Mists. Because Mists, I don't know, it just sucked. I don't like the dungeons. The raids I couldn't care less about. I do the Alifars, and even those suck, and I just don't even want to bother with doing them on normal or anything. I know the one thing I did was Throne of Thunder, and I thought that was an interesting raid. It was different. I like that. I got the achievement to kill Lai Shen before Siege of Orgrimmar came out, which I liked. I've only done Siege of Orgrimmar on LFR, and I think one in Flex 1 and 2, maybe just one. Didn't really care. Didn't really like it that much, so not that. But I guess overall, my opinion on Mists of Pandaria was that it wasn't good, and I'm really glad that it's over. But speaking of raiding with Warlords, I'm actually really excited because this will be the first expansion where, well, not really the first expansion, but the first time in a long time where I'm going into it with a raiding team. Luckily for me, my brother is leading a second group in his guild, which, as far as I know, they're pretty much ready to go. Like, once Warlords comes out, he has 10 people to go. And I'm really looking forward to that because my brother is like me. He's a hardcore raider, or he's a casual raider with a hardcore raider's mentality, which is awesome because I really get frustrated and I feel very stagnant in guilds where it's like you run normal over and over and over and over again. And people, it just gets to the point where everyone has everything for their main spec, half their off specs done. They're just going there for shits and giggles to waste some time, and it's like, why? And you go, let's do this achievement. Okay, we'll try it once. If we don't do it, we're not going to do it. Let's try this heroic. No, it's a waste of time. Just do it normal. Just get in and out. Like, why even here if you're not gonna like try to progress? We're not a progression guild. We just want to do it normal. It's good enough. No, I don't want that. I want to experience all of this. I want to get glory of the raider when it's relevant, when it's current, when it's actually hard to get. I want to do this on heroic when it's the last heroic, when it's the only heroic thing that's hard. You know, I want to experience that. My brother's like that. He loves achievements. He wants to do progression, heroic included, and I know that he's like me in that he's not going to put up with bad people, stupid people, which is awesome because I've been in a guild where you have 10 people who are all friends, and then, or I guess 5 people who are all friends, and one of them can't carry their weight, or one of them has a shitty computer all the time, and yet they still get to come week after week after week, and they bog you down, and you can't progress because one person's stopping everyone else from doing good, or one person can't comprehend to press a button on Altraxion. Miro? But yeah, it's just a lot of anger in that, but I'm really excited because my brother's going to be leading it, so I'm going to play with my brother, I'm going to be raiding with my brother. Alex, I believe, is also going to be in there, so it's pretty much going to be the old gang, kind of like the old gang. Well, it's me and Alex, so I guess it's the old gang. But I'm gonna be raiding. I'm gonna be experiencing it, which I'm really looking forward to, because Warlords is looking to be an awesome expansion. The dungeons that I saw, I was actually kind of excited for, which is the first time that's ever happened. Even Upper Blackrock Spire, they showed a clip of it in the live stream, and I was like, that looks kind of cool, actually. The raids look cool. One raid I was actually really interested in was the one, I forget what it's called, but it's like an arena. In the preview, they showed the raiders kind of, it's like an elevator in the middle of an arena, like kind of like Trial of the Crusader, where but it's, instead of walking in, you kind of rise up on this elevator, and then I would assume the bosses and whatnot spawn, which is, I think is, I like it. I like it a lot. I like that concept. There's a dungeon where you're fighting on a train. All this stuff, it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to gearing. I'm looking forward to doing the raids and stuff, and hopefully. And that's actually why I'm not playing right now, because I kind of have this urge to play, but I know, like, right now, I know for a fact if I log on, I won't want to do anything, because it's, like, I have the urge to play, but at the same time, I'm still bored of WoW, so I'm hoping that within the 3 months that I have, the urge to play goes up, and the boredom goes down, and I'm sure it will, especially with the new expansion coming out, so I'm really looking forward to that. Another thing I'm really looking forward to is the new PvP stuff. I really got into PvP late in the Mists of Pandaria, and I'm definitely going to be doing more PvP once Warlords comes out. The new area, I think it's called Ashran, sounds pretty cool. It sounds kind of like Wintergrasp, the way I've heard of it. Anyway, I haven't really done any research on it, but it sounds kind of cool. So really looking forward to doing that. I don't think they had that in Mists of Pandaria, like a zone like that, or did they? I'm trying to think. Like, I don't even remember if they did. It wasn't that memorable or playable for me. But I'm really looking forward to that. Another thing that I'm excited for a lot, surprisingly, is the Molten Core LFR that they're bringing back for the 10-year anniversary in November. I think it is October, November time. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Apparently it's a 40-man LFR, which man, 24 other people and me just don't mesh that well sometimes. But I'm hoping, since it's Molten Core, pretty much everyone has done it. Hopefully it's not that bad. And hopefully it's not too hard. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for. I think I've said that a lot, so I'll try to stop. But the Molten Core thing is going to be really exciting, And then in addition to that, the PvP zone, I think it's like Terran Mill versus something, South Shore or something like that. Stoked, mainly because it's 100 versus 100 PvP battleground zone area, whatever. I am stoked for that, because I remember back in, I think, Lich King, I posted on, fun fact, fun story actually, let me give you a little anecdote here. Back in Lich King, I think, I posted on the forums about 2 things. One was, or I think 3 things actually. One was a battleground where it was just literally just a line. So a line started on one side, horde on the other, and you just run towards each other. Whoever runs out of reinforcements first loses. That's it. That's the entire thing. It's just a slaughter fest. It's just one line, no LOS, no nothing. And I thought, for some reason, I thought that was good. I kind of do still think that's a good idea. It could work, but I don't think it'd work as well as maybe I thought it would. The second idea was a battleground where you had like 100 people playing, or more than 40, and they're doing that now, which I'm sure they have. It's not like they did like 6 years. They're like, oh yeah, this forum post from 6 years ago, we're gonna do that. But I'm just saying, it's really cool. But the one thing that I will take credit for, because this was my idea, I don't care what anyone says, I suggested the Thorum fight from Old War. That was my idea, because, and here's why. I'll tell you why. Don't worry, I'll tell you why. I have proof. I don't have proof. I can't really. I forget what. I don't even know if it's still on the forums, but I do remember, and I did this as I went in, because I thought I had this brilliant raid idea. I was like, why don't you guys make a raid where you split up everyone? Like everyone splits up, like a whole raid, or not even the first, like just to get to the first boss. You know, you just kind of split up, and 5 people go this way, 5 people go the other way. Or if you're 25 man, you kind of split it up, like 13, 12, one way, the other way. You gotta do all this shit, you meet up at the boss, and you fight, you're done. I thought that was awesome. And the way I pictured it in my head was like an icicle, like a frozen place. Basically, the way I pictured it was the way they made the entrance to Hodir, the frost boss, like when you go through that like frozen cavern. That's the way I imagined it. I didn't write any of that, so they definitely didn't take that from me, but it was weird seeing that, like walking into Old War, like, holy fuck, this looks familiar because I thought of this. That's weird. But then Thorum though, that's what you do in Thorum. Like you don't really split up going each way, but like 5 people or some amount of people stay in like the room, and the other amount of people run through that hallway doing that gauntlet, and you gotta get to the end, touch Thorum, and you start the fight. And I remember the first time I did that fight, I was like, holy fuck, they took my idea. And whether or not Blizzard knows it, whether or not they ever saw my post, whether or not anyone wants to believe me here or not, Thorum was my fight. That was my idea. So since I first fought Thorum, that is, I've just assumed that was a dedication to me. So I kind of took it as like flattery. They're just kind of putting me in the game, kind of like putting an idea of mine in the game. Like Leroy Jenkins is going to be in Upper Blackrock Spire. That's kind of my personalization of WoW, is by putting my idea in Thorum. So, you know, just a fun fact. You're welcome for Thorum. That's, you know, just doing things with my life. But anyway, I still have a couple minutes here to talk. To summarize everything though, Mists of Pandaria wasn't that great. I didn't like pretty much anything. Every time I played it, I felt really just unenthused, uninterested, just didn't really care. This was the first expansion where I didn't really put any effort into joining a guild to raid, just because I didn't care. I didn't care to do any of the raids. Like I did LFR for Mogushan Falls, which was okay, but then, you know, you get into Terrace of Endless Springs, which is, yeah, it's okay, I guess. But then you get to Heart of Fear, and I hated Heart of Fear. I thought that was awful. And then Throne of Thunder was, it was okay, I guess. And the Siege of Orgrimmar I just never got into. The dungeons were all shit. The PvP I like, the new PvP stuff they introduced, that was kind of cool. I like that, so props to them on that. But Warlords, I'm expecting to be a far more superior, better, entertaining expansion than Mist was, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I was already excited for the game to come out, but now that I know the date, can't wait. And it sucks because around that time, I'm already planning on playing other games. I don't know if GTA 5 is going to come out by that time, but if it does, I have that to play. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor comes out about a month before, so I'm gonna have to play that for a month. Try to get as much as I can done there. What's the other game that's coming out? There's another game that I was thinking of. Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty comes out, which I don't know if I'm gonna get yet, but that comes out in, I think, either October, November, right? November 4th. So I have like a week to play. Did I get like a lisp at the end of this commentary? A lisp? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. I want to play all those games, but we'll see. But I just want to end this clip here with me writing this stupid. This quest usually bugs out on me. I don't know why, but it does sometimes. But I'm gonna go ahead and ask what you guys think. I don't know if you guys watched the stream or if you just watched the cinematic after the fact or whatnot. But what do you guys think of Warlords, and what do you guys think of MoP now that it's been out? Whoop, it's run its course. It's done. It's a thing of the past, basically. What do you guys think? Let me know down below, because I'm actually curious to see what other people thought of it, because so far people have been on the fence. Like, I've met people that really liked it, some people that really didn't. So, I don't know, I'm just curious. What do you guys think of Warlords as well? What are you most excited for on Warlords? I guess I'll leave it at that, though. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Mike, and I will see you probably not soon, but soon. Or, like, I don't know. See ya. Have a good one.